Hello all you video game collectors out there. Hope you had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in just a couple more days here. This is a video I shot one about a month ago of right behind me here. I have almost the entire NES collection. And this whole year I went through and I picked out 100 NES games to play. My last video I did what were the crappy games. Sometimes I pick out a game that I know is going to be bad, just like sometimes I pick out a game that's going to be good. A lot of times I pick out random games, and sometimes it's a surprise it's good, sometimes it's mediocre, sometimes not so good. So the last video was about the games that were not so good that you shouldn't spend your money on, because video game collecting has gotten very expensive. So this is just basically out of some of the games that I played this year that are really good that you should spend your money on. I'm not going to quote prices because prices change constantly, and I don't really keep up with the prices anymore of certain games. Again, this is just the games I played this year. This isn't a complete, best games of the NES. This is just the games that I played this year. I played hundreds of NES games. I still have hundreds to play. But here are some of the good ones that you should pay your money for. Some of them are going to be obvious. I've heard a lot about Batman. Never played it, so I decided to play it this year, and it's a lot of fun. I've seen this game on a lot of people's top 10 lists. I wouldn't put it in my top 10 list. I'm not a big comic book guy anyways, never like a huge Batman fan. I like the movies and stuff, but this is a fun game, very challenging, really good controls, and really good music. Don't know what it goes for, but if you haven't played this yet, you should go play this game. Next game, Blaster Master. Another game that I always saw a lot of reviews about. One thing I always saw the reviews about is how good the music is in this game. Yes, this game has got some fantastic music, but it's also a lot of fun. When you control the vehicle, I think is more fun than when you're out on foot. I wish I had more of the game in the vehicle than on foot, but really fun game, really good music too, especially the first and second level. Another game that I always saw a lot about, and some people put this as their favorite game, is Bucky O'Hare. Played it for the first time this year. Again, a lot of fun plays, kind of like a Mega Man game. Very challenging, but also very forgiving. If you die, you only have to go back to the start of that level you're on, not like all the way back to the start of the world, but on the level. A lot of fun, like to choose. You get to choose between the 4 characters. I got up to the end boss in this game, and I know I could beat him, but I just kind of walked away, and I'll try to pass it one other day, but a whole lot of fun. Another game that everybody kind of knows about. I'm sorry if these are all obvious games, like of course these are good. Well, I never played these games till now. I played a lot of other games. Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. Probably heard a lot about this from other reviewers. It is a fun game, kind of easy, kind of short, good music, but if you like playing good games, go pick it up. It's a good game. Another game that I liked, that I picked out to play this year, is Double Dragon 2. A few years ago I played the first Double Dragon on the NES. I thought it was fun. Didn't really follow the arcade much, but that never bothers me really. This one I think was a little better music, it is more arcadey than the first one. Really fun game. I got pretty far again. Got close to the ending, but I got a lot of games to play, so sometimes I got to move on. I come back, try to pass it another time. Okay, another game that's probably obvious to a lot of people, again, I never played it before till this year, is DuckTales. Again, just like the Chip 'n Dale game, really good control, really good music, really good level design. Everybody loves the mood music, which I think was good, but I didn't think it was, some people think it's the greatest music ever. Fun game, a little more challenging than Chip 'n Dale's. Not a very big game, but a lot of fun. You should definitely play it. Glad I finally did. See another game that I picked out this year to play, Kirbys Adventure. I played Kirby's Dream Land on the Game Boy a few years ago, really liked it. Also played the pinball game on the Game Boy. So I figured I might as well give this a try. Again, like all these games kind of have really good music, really good levels. Again, not the most challenging game in the world, but challenging enough. The end boss is really great. There's basically 3 different end bosses that you got to get through, and it's really fun game. Worth getting. I know it was kind of a late release, so I don't know how much it costs, how rare it is. This game. Everybody talks about Mega Man 2. Well, this, Mega Man 3, is just as good as 2. I don't care what anybody says. I put them equal. They both have fantastic music, fantastic gameplay, fantastic challenge. This, if you like part 2 and you never played part 3, go pick up part 3. You're going to like it just as much. I guarantee you. Even if it's just not as good, you're still going to love it. See, another game that I saw about, or read about on other videos, whatever, watched, is Metal Storm. Really cool game. Would have been better if they would have gave you more than just a one-hit death. Kind of challenging game, but not overly frustrating. It's cool with the gravity effect of going up and down to get through levels. Again, good music, good controls, all that stuff. I got up to the, I think it was the end boss or second end boss, and man, is he challenging. It was one of those where I know I could beat it, and I just was frustrated. I didn't throw the controller, but I almost threw the controller and said, I'll pass you some other time. Well, I almost forgot about this one. Gunsmoke. I think I remember playing this in the arcade way back when. It's basically like a vertical shooter on foot. Really fun game. Man, when you get to like level 4 though, the guys start coming from behind you, and the level is like half cut off, and there's no way to shoot behind you, so you have to let them pass before you can shoot them, and it gets really challenging. I think there's 5 levels, so I got up to level 4, and really fun game. We'll probably try to pass that one day in the future. Let's see here. This game is probably the most expensive one I'm going to show you. I can't really say if you should go out and buy it, because I don't. This Panic Restaurant, I think, is going for boxed over $100. I don't know, it could be more. I don't know, 200. I don't know. This was a fun game. It was, I really liked it. It's not great, but it's a lot of fun. I don't know if it's worth investing that kind of money in, but you're not going to hate the game. It had nice music. I liked the whole food theme of battling, you know, every piece of food there is you're the chef and the bosses. The bosses were kind of easy in this game. The levels themselves were a little more difficult than the end bosses, but it was a lot of fun. Depending on the price, depending on how much money you have, maybe you should go pick it up. Another game that I really liked is Power Blade. I have Power Blade 2, but I thought, well, I might as well play the first one first. Again, really fun game, really good music, kind of Mega Man-ish in the way you could pick the levels. And I had a lot of fun with it. Kind of easy, but there is a more difficult setting. I kind of found it kind of easy to pass, so if I ever play it again, which I probably will, I'll try it on the more difficult setting. So really fun game to play. Again, really good music, like all these games. This one is a tough game. Journey to Silas. Again, just I'm sorry if I'm sounding like a broken record. Good music, good level design. Really, really challenging. I got pretty far in this game. I think I made it to the last level, and it was just kicking my ass. And so I put it off to the side, moved on to the next game, but it had a lot of fun, and one day I'll put it in again and see if I can do a little bit better. So, Journey to Silas, good, challenging game. And the second to last one I'm going to show, not a great game, but I thought I'd mention it because I kind of enjoyed it, is Snow Brothers, which is a puzzle game, kind of short, only 50 levels, which, you know, that may sound like a lot, but they're a puzzle game. Each level doesn't take that long. But it got more challenging, and I liked how you had bosses at the end of every 10 levels, and had a lot of fun playing it. I'm not sure, I think this might be a kind of a rare game too, so, you know, don't spend too much on it, because it's not the greatest puzzle game in the world, but it was still a lot of fun. And then the last one, don't ask me why I picked an A to do last, but I've always enjoyed this arcade game a lot, is, I never say it right, Acronoid, whatever, but whenever I go to a classic arcade or a video game convention and they have this set up, I always play it. This is a very faithful translation. You know, it's maybe missing a few of the animations and sound effects from the arcade, but the little paddle here thing actually is really responsive, and I had a lot of fun playing this. It's best version since the arcade, because usually any other time I get a hold of it, the paddle thing isn't there. So those are some games that you should try to buy if you like video game collecting. I think you'll like any of those games. Like I said, I don't want to say what the prices are, because they change too much, and it's all about condition and how much you're willing to pay anyways. But if you got the money to spend and you're looking for some good NES games to play, all those are good. So that's it. I played through 100 games on the NES. A few stinkers, a few really good games, a lot of mediocrity, but I had a lot of fun, and now this next year I'll be playing some Saturn and some Genesis games. So Happy New Year, see you next time.